At the beginning of the story, we see a mosquito unraveling the web that has caught its prey. Then it notices that food is being washed away from the car, and someone's hand is also seen inside the car. They are there. He was moving towards us, but then we heard a huge explosion in the car. Now we are watching a boxing match, where a lot of people have gathered to watch Tachibana's match, because Tachibana has become very famous in the world of boxing in just 2 years. But today Tachibana's fight was like that of a powerful boxer. The match starts, but Tachibana defeats his opponent very easily. After the match, Tachibana got out of the car to go home. Tachibana was staying in the gym. After going to the gym, she started messaging her sister Yuzuki, but she did not reply. Next day we see Tachibana doing workout. After training she comes to her coach's cabin, and then the coach gets a call from someone. Hearing these phone calls, Tachibana ran away and reached the morning, but her uncle Andy was already there. The police said that her sister Yuzuki had committed suicide by burning herself in the car. This is the car in which we got the story. I saw it in the beginning. But this technique did not prepare me. She has the power to commit suicide. She starts refusing to even recognize her body. She says she is not my wife Shakti. Then a police officer named her came to know her. It says that we have your sister's DNA, which is 100% matching with the DNA of the dead body. After this, Tachibana saw the vehicle driving away in anger. After that, the officer told his junior officer Suzuki to declare the case a suicide and close it. Yuzuki lives with her uncle and aunt. Tachibana tells her that she is not Yuzuki. She confirms her identity by signing her papers. Then her uncle says, "What if your sister commits suicide? How did I come in front of a car to get the insurance money?" Then Tachibana starts yelling at uncle, or says that she is not Yuzuki. Because of her, even uncle gets very angry. Or starts saying, "If your sister is in trouble for me, you will use her here, or we will earn even a penny. My daughter." After this, Tachibana angrily drives past her coach, or tells her that the police are talking about someone or a girl. The coach asks her to forget all the things and concentrate on her boxing. Now we see a man named Nikaido, who, like a monster, was watching the news of Yuzuki's suicide on TV, when his employees again tell him that the police have closed the case. On the other hand, we see that Tachibana has returned to her uncle's house, or Yuzuki is starting to pack all her belongings with her to go to the doctor, but then she finds a club card in Yuzuki's favor. After she drives to that place, she scans the card on the vehicle and the door opens automatically. It seems very strange to go inside to Tachibana. It was a club, but there are many people inside the vehicle who are cleaning. Then the people at the back tell Tachibana that the club is very bad. So how did they go inside? Then they used it. By the way, doctors have come out of the vehicle. But then the club manager comes to Kito's car. Tachibana asks after seeing Yuzuki's photo if she has seen her here. She says no. Then Tachibana asks after looking at her card if she has come here. "How can I get your club ID into my sister's room?" But she gives up, or says that she has stopped searching for the dead people. Then Tachibana seems to be making sense. Tachibana says that I haven't told you that she is dead, because of which Marta is used very much. He gave her throat, due to which she becomes unconscious. Then when she opens her eyes she finds that she is in some boy's house. Tachibana asks the boy, "Who are you, or how did I come here?" On which the boy tells her that "My name is Naruse. They tried to kill you by giving you drugs, but I saved you by giving you antidote." Tachibana asks, "Who did you save?" To which he tells Yuzuki that he wants you to save Yuzuki. Naruse was a hacker, and after watching the CCTV footage, he tells her that he used to talk to Hunin Group executive Azuma. After killing I saw. Naruse tells that someone faked suicide of Yuzuki, which means that she is of great importance to the Hunin groups, or that she is still alive. Tachibana asks, "Who are you helping me?" But he tells that only Dad was a fighter then who fought for the Hunin group, but then one day his body was found in the river. The police said that he had committed suicide while drunk, but my dad never drank. I thought Gaia was doing this work of Hunin group, then I found out that he was killed by a Brazilian fighter of Hunin group in an illegal underground fighting ring that was a niche of his club. That's why I ruined him. Have decided to do. Now we see the vice president of Hunin group, who was meeting with the gangsters of the group. Then the CEO of Hunin group, i.e., Nikaido, is seen sitting and smoking. When Tachibana reaches the police, she starts telling them after watching the CCTV footage of her sister's death that she is still alive. That is why they use the police. But Senior Officer Oishi says how can we understand that he is behaving this way. The officer is refusing to help him. He says the case is closed. After which Tachibana decides to hunt him down himself. Now we see Nikaido, who was watching his Brazilian fighter Kito get fucked. One of Nikaido's men shows him Tachibana's video, or tells him that this is Yuzuki's story, which he has fucked a lot. After this, Nikaido goes to meet Kito or says to him that you will join me, but Kito of his age kneels down or says that he cannot do that. Nikaido says that he will count 10 times more. Kito like he beats Nikaido. Nikaido chokes him after beating him or says that if he had chased Yuzuki then he would have done it again. Who would you have killed if he was in the club when he chased him? Then Nikaido's won. The man then tells the user that the vice president wants to talk to him, after which he steals the use and walks away. Now we see a boy named Kamiya, who is a mechanic. Near him Kutch people have come to sell a bike, but Kamiya sees that the GPS tracker of the bike is on. He understands that the bike is stolen. They refuse to take the bike, but when they saw the vehicle, they started attacking Kamiya and took away the bike from them. Then Tachibana comes to the vehicle. Kamiya used to be Tachibana's boyfriend. They both loved each other then, but they broke up 2 years ago. Tachibana tells him everything or then asks him who is the main one till now. Why don't you hunt? Here's where you can find power. After that, Kamiya meets a bus main doctor who puts Yuzuki's photo in front of the vehicle that was brought home for him. He also finds Knuckles on the vehicle. On the other side we see Naruse, who is taking a picture of Hunin Group executive Azuma with whom he saw Yuzuki in CCTV. He also tells Tachibana about this by calling. After Tachibana Kamiya's bike reaches his place, Tachibana leaves Naruse and walks to a factory behind Azuma, where she sees a group of Hunin guys putting a boxer into a glass crusher machine. Yes, after this they saw Azuma dealing drugs in the vehicle. Those people were also talking about Yuzuki then. Tachibana starts making a video of him, but then one of his men sees him doing it, after which all the people of Azuma start running to stop him. But Tachibana has killed a lot of them. Then Kamiya also comes to help him, or he also starts killing people. Here Naruse also came and started killing them. But then Azuma attacks the sword Dr. Tachibana, after which Tachibana seems to be in control of him, but she is much bigger than him, or he is also injured in his hands, so Kamiya uses Daka and falls down on him. After this, she saw Tachibana's doctor running away. Meanwhile Tachibana remembered her sister who was crying and worried about her being injured. Now we see Officer Suzuki. He had asked his junior employee named Handa to secretly bring the forensic report of Yuzuki. Then when she brings the report, Suzuki finds out that the body of our dead body is Yuzuki. 90% of his DNA is not matching. Hand says that someone must have read her DNA report. Then she explains that Yuzuki Tachibana's blood is a very unique type, called golden blood, which is very rare. After the officer decides to work secretly on the case of Suzuki Yuzuki, whose case was closed by the police department by calling it suicide. On the other side, Tachibana asks Kamiya that how did you get there, and then he tells that there was a GPS tracker in his motorcycle, then he got the message of using it. While on the other side we see Nikaido. Here we also see officers Oishi, who worked for Nikaido, or he misled everyone by changing the DNA report, so that Yuzuki's case gets closed or all. Logo used in Naban Karda. Nikaido tells Officer Oishi that he wants him to kill Tachibana, but Oishi starts to regret that Nikaido punches him in the stomach. After this she tells Azuma that she wants to bring Tachibana into the ring and she wants to do something with her. Meanwhile, Naruse reaches Azuma's voice call recording doctor who reveals that the police have met with him. Tabhi Tachibana calls Azuma and asks him if he wants to meet his wife. "Oh, come to us alone." After she leaves Kamiya's bike from the medical vehicle, when she reaches the vehicle Azuma tells her that you will have to load it from the garage if you are alive so that you can carry your body. Tachibana tells her that she will use it. It is said to look behind. It's as if she has turned back and sees Yuzuki, whom some people are driving away in a car. She has come behind them but has not been able to reach him. Then Azuma has come from behind and runs away from the car using his club card. It has come. After this she goes near Kamiya and tells her everything. Kamiya says that we should take help of the police, but she says that the police has also joined them. This will put them in danger. Tabhi Naruse says to meet someone in your club. I need to track Azuma's phone and got the Kutch server. If we go to the club's niche boxing ring then we can steal his data and negotiate with him. Who can sing Yuzuki Hain? in whose club's record we will see all the CCTV footage or the names of all those who will bet on the vehicle loaded with their logo. After Tachibana leaves the club and gets ready to fight Kito, we see Officer Suzuki arriving at his gym after chasing Tachibana. Jahan tells the coach that he has not come here since his wife's death. After which the officer appears to have seen the vehicle, but then on the way he finds the main user Naruse. He tells the officers that he wants to talk to him about Yuzuki's case. I have learned that the father is secretly working on his case. Now we see Yuzuki. She fell unconscious in the hospital or her blood was being drawn. Nikaido Yuzuki's blood was being drawn. Whose blood was being drawn? Anyone's biometric authentication. You can withdraw money from your account by failing. On the other side, Naruse has taken out the layout of Nikaido's Hunin Group Club and given it to Officer Suzuki. Suzuki says that Suzuki is right, this is proof enough. He goes and asks for help from his department, but Naruse stops using it, or so he says. Who would kill Yuzuki if he did like this? Many people from the police department would meet with Nikaido. After which both of them stole themselves and secretly entered our club, where we see Tachibana or Kamiya. Both of them also enter the club using the card given by Azuma. They use the vehicle Azuma meets, which takes them to the club. They use a lift to the club's huge niche underground. The doctor has arrived. There were many people present at the vehicle then. On the other side, Nikaido started counting down for beating. While Officer Suzuki or Naruse also reach near the server room through a tunnel, they meet Kuch Log on the way and kill them and tie them up, or reach the server room, reach the ring main to kill Tachibana or Kito. Then, while the cheering girl on the other side was putting money on both of them, Ladai started Hodi, or he started beating her. Kamiya was eating from the outside of the ring and motivating Tachibana to do it. But Kito had killed a lot, there was blood coming out of his mouth, but still he was not prepared for me, or even for every mantra. How was this game going to end with the death of someone? On the other side we see Naruse transferring all the data to the club server. Kito was late in taking up Tachibana, or was having trouble in even taking breaths. It's like she fucks herself, or starts attacking him with her knuckles. Kito, whenever he gets a little weak, she starts attacking him again and again. I feel like doing it, or I have decided to use it again. She wanted to kill herself using it, but then Kamiya stopped using it. On the other side, Officer Suzuki takes out the hard drive of the security cameras from the control room, but when he appears to leave the vehicle, he shoots the officers using Oishi, who was still alive after killing Nikaido that day, but Naruse. He becomes silent after seeing the use. After defeating Kito in the ring main, Nikaido herself reaches the ring main, or Tachibana tells him that if I die then return to me. Then she says that this game will end with the death of someone. After this, Nikaido cuts Kito's throat with his sword. Tachibana attacks Nikaido, but he shakes his hand and says that this game is not over yet, but this game will end if one of us dies. Azuma comes there and says to Nikaido that the police have found out about us, we should get out of here before they reach here. After which Nikaido tells Azuma to kill Tachibana or Naruse and drives away. Azuma had tied them both in the club, or Tachibana was shouting Yuzuki's name again and again, but then Naruse suddenly opened the door of the ring and fucked both of them. Both of them leave the vehicle safely, but then the goons sent by Azuma arrive to kill them, but they kill all three of them and drop them. Kamiya was also a very strong fighter. After this, those people run away from the vehicle. Abhume sees the scene of the next day, where everyone inside the club finds out about our secret fighting ring, where both people are loaded and money is spent on them, but Officer Handa sees that on TV these officers are telling that Suzuki has met some people, or is still absconding, after which Handa comes to Oishi and says that Suzuki cannot do this. His son heard this angrily in the police station. He comes out of it, but then someone walks away by hitting his hand with a blade, or we see, blood starts coming out of Oishi's mouth, or he seems to be dead, whose blood is alive. We see the vice president of Hunin Group. Nikaido has come to meet him. Azuma had also eaten with the president earlier. The vice president says that due to one mistake of yours we have lost 30%, it is worth it. Who will have to repay? Nikaido apologizes to him, but the vice president tells him that all this has happened in front of the girl whom you have kidnapped. You are an ass and you are not going to get out of it. Nikaido points the gun at the president's man and then uses it, or says that if you wanted to kill me, you would have killed me because there was such a need to talk nonsense. Or then from behind Azuma thrusts his sword into the vice president. Here those three people boarded a boat in front of the police or Hunin Group. Then Tachibana's coach brought food or water for them. Before leaving, the coach asked them to let me know if they needed anything or anyone else. After this, Naruse starts checking the data brought from the club, using which he finds out that they are trying to open a biometric account with Yuzuki's golden blood. Some noise is coming from the spring of the boat. Kamiya goes to see, but as soon as the spring comes, 2 tin logs attack him. By mistake, the door of the cabin of the boat was also closed, so he made a quick solution. I am not here. Then when they come up to know that Nikaido's people have come to attack them, Kamiya's condition is very bad and he starts crying about killing Tachibana, but Kamiya tells him that I could not save Yuzuki, but I am happy to try with you. After this, Tachibana finds out Azuma's location and starts waiting for him in his car. Then, as if he is there, she puts a gun on his head and tells him to call Nikaido. He calls Nikaido and he says that he wants to see her alive to steal Yuzuki. Yuzuki tries to talk to Tachibana, but Nikaido stops her. After this, he tells Tachibana to bring Azuma into the ring. On the other side, we see that Hain's sister has sent all the data of Jinin Group or the news of Officer Suzuki's murder to Handa. Tachibana Azuma's doctor has arrived in the ring. Yuzuki is in front of him, but then Azuma Tachibana turns his back on him. After this, Nikaido says to Tachibana that if you come with me then you will kill Yuzuki. After Azuma puts the ring main band on both of them, their fight begins. Nikaido has beaten him to death. Yuzuki has been crying after seeing him killed. Tachibana's knuckles have also fallen by killing him, or he was stronger than anyone else. He has beaten him to death. After this, she says to Azuma that she will kill Tachibana by shooting him, but Azuma feels like he is killing her. Yuzuki uses his gun to chin and shoot, or then she kills Nikaido with the second bullet. Azuma tries to kill, but Nikaido's bullet hits his shoulder. Then Tachibana hits Nikaido's wound with his knuckles. Then the police also appear on the vehicle. Tachibana finds his wife, or the police arrests Nikaido. Now we see the scene of 6 months later, where we see Tachibana again going to the boxing ring. Here Yuzuki or Kamiya also come to watch his fight. Then Kamiya saved that day and said who was there while Kamiya was there. I did not reach the hospital, but